Top 7 vitamins to strengthen your legs, prevent leg cramps in seniors. Imagine waking up with legs that actually feel strong, steady, and pain-free. No cramps, no stumbles, no more worrying about losing your independence. If that sounds too good to be true, you'll want to stick around because these 7 vitamins could be the difference between steady steps and shaky ones.
Vitamin number 1, vitamin D, the balance and strength hormone. It's not just a vitamin, it's your leg's control center. As we age, one of the most overlooked causes of weak, wobbly legs is a vitamin D deficiency, and the signs are everywhere. Struggling to get out of chairs? Slower reaction time, that sliding feeling when walking. Most seniors chalk this up to aging, but studies show it's actually a neuromuscular issue. Vitamin D is crucial for keeping your leg muscles responsive, fast, and strong. Here's how it works. Vitamin D helps your body absorb calcium, yes, but more importantly, it powers the communication line between your brain and your legs. It strengthens fast-twitch muscle fibers, the ones responsible for balance and catching yourself if you trip. Without enough of it, those fibers weaken, reflexes slow, you become more likely to fall and less likely to get back up without help. Research says this isn't optional. A Journal of Clinical Endocrinology study found seniors with sufficient vitamin D had better balance, stronger legs, and fewer falls. Those deficient lost muscle faster and were more prone to fractures. And here's the real shocker. Up to 80% of seniors are low in vitamin D and don't even know it.
What to do about it? Get sunlight daily, 15 to 30 minutes on arms and legs. Eat vitamin D-rich foods, salmon, mackerel, eggs, mushrooms. Use a supplement if needed. Most older adults benefit from 800 to 1,000 IU daily, but check with your doctor. Think of vitamin D as the switch that powers your leg muscles. If it's off, everything else feels harder. Turn it on, and you'll feel the difference in every step. Vitamin number 2, calcium, the foundation beneath every step. Imagine this. Evelyn, 74, had always been independent. She walked to the corner store every morning, danced at her granddaughter's wedding, and never missed her garden strolls. Until one afternoon, she tripped on a rug and broke her hip. The doctors didn't just mention age. They said the real culprit? Low bone density. Her body had been quietly losing calcium for years until that one small fall turned into a 3-month recovery and permanent fear of walking unaided. Here's the reality. Calcium isn't just about strong bones. It's the invisible framework that holds up your legs, literally. And yet, by age 60, both men and women start experiencing accelerated bone loss, especially in the hips, femurs, and spine. The same bones that keep you stable and mobile. Without enough calcium, your legs may still move, but they lose their structural integrity. That's when cracks form, stress fractures happen, falls become devastating. Scientific insight. According to the National Osteoporosis Foundation, nearly 1 in 2 women and 1 in 4 men over 50 will break a bone due to low bone mass, most often in the hip or leg. And it doesn't take a dramatic fall. Studies show that people with low calcium intake are more likely to suffer fractures from simple everyday movements, stepping off a curb or standing too quickly. But that's only half the story. Calcium also plays a critical role in muscle contraction. Every time you lift your leg, stabilize your knee, or push off to stand, calcium ions are triggering the muscle fibers to fire. Without it, your muscles may cramp, your movements feel weaker, your legs lose endurance faster.
How to rebuild your calcium reserves. Contrary to popular belief, you don't need to chug glasses of milk. Here's how to naturally boost calcium. Leafy greens, bok choy, kale, collard greens. Tofu, almonds, sardines with bones, and fortified plant milks. Yogurt and cheese, if tolerated. Daily needs, 1,000 to 1,200 milligrams of calcium for older adults. For those with absorption issues or dietary restrictions, calcium supplements can help, but more isn't always better. Excessive intake may lead to kidney stones or calcium buildup in arteries. Always pair with vitamin D to enhance absorption. Don't forget the movement. Here's a powerful truth. Even with perfect calcium intake, your bones won't stay strong if you're sedentary. Weight-bearing exercises, like walking, resistance bands, or stair climbing, signal your body to send calcium where it's needed, into your bones. So if you're eating right but barely moving, that calcium may go to waste. Bottom line, calcium keeps your legs upright. It prevents fractures, fuels your muscles, and literally supports your independence. You don't notice the absence until something breaks. But when you rebuild it, step by step, you regain more than just strength. You regain freedom. Vitamin number 3, vitamin B12, the nerve protector your legs can't live without. Eleanor was sharp, active, and 68, but recently her legs felt different. She wasn't in pain, but she started noticing something even more unsettling. A strange heaviness in her thighs, pins and needles in her feet, and the most frustrating part, her legs didn't seem to listen when she walked. Her doctor didn't blame arthritis, muscle loss, or aging. It was a B12 deficiency, and she's not alone. Why B12 matters more than most realize? While most people associate vitamin B12 with energy or red blood cells, its primary role is neurological, especially for your legs. Vitamin B12 supports the myelin sheath, a protective coating that insulates your nerves. Think of it like the rubber around electrical wires. Without it, signals don't transmit clearly. The result? Unsteady walking, delayed reflexes, numbness or tingling, heavy, dragging legs. The science is clear and shocking. A study published in Neurology found that adults with low B12 had significantly slower nerve conduction velocities, meaning their brain-to-leg communication was impaired. Another clinical review from the British Journal of Nutrition stated that B12 deficiency is the leading cause of balance problems in adults over 60, often misdiagnosed as just old age. Even more alarming, up to 43% of older adults are B12 deficient, and many don't show symptoms until nerve damage has already set in. That's because B12 absorption heavily depends on stomach acid and intrinsic factor, both of which decline with age. And common meds like antacids, metformin, or proton pump inhibitors for acid reflux make it even worse. The warning signs you should never ignore: legs that feel asleep or rubbery, trouble maintaining balance, especially on uneven surfaces, loss of coordination or tripping over your own feet, chronic fatigue despite good sleep. If you're experiencing these, especially more than one, it's time to consider your B12 levels. Where to get it and why most seniors aren't? Vitamin B12 is only found naturally in animal-based foods: beef, liver, clams, sardines, eggs, milk and cheese, fortified cereals, and plant milks for vegetarians. But even if you eat those, your body might not absorb it well. That's why B12 supplementation is often essential for adults over 60. Many benefit from sublingual tablets, dissolved under the tongue, high-dose oral supplements, or injections under medical guidance. And the best part? It's safe. Vitamin B12 is water-soluble, meaning your body flushes out what it doesn't need. Eleanor's turnaround. 3 months after starting B12 injections, her symptoms had almost vanished. Her steps were more confident. The tingling disappeared, and, most importantly, she no longer feared walking to the mailbox. Here's the bottom line. No matter how much you exercise, if your nerves aren't firing, your legs won't function. Vitamin B12 is the invisible spark plug behind every step, stride, and balance correction. Ignore it, and decline feels inevitable. Restore it, and you get your legs and your life back.
Vitamin number 4, magnesium, the unsung mineral that powers every step.
Harold, 71, used to walk every morning without issue. But lately, something strange had started happening. Every night, just as he drifted off to sleep, a cramp would seize his calf like a vice, sometimes sharp, sometimes lingering, always enough to ruin his rest. He tried drinking more water, stretching, even cutting caffeine. Nothing worked, until his doctor ran a blood test and found the real problem: critically low magnesium. Why magnesium is mission critical for your legs. Most people think of magnesium as just some mineral, but your muscles know better. Magnesium is the on-off switch for muscle contraction and relaxation. Without it, your muscles seize. With too little, they stay tense. With enough, your movements are smooth, balanced, and fatigue-resistant. Here's the science. Magnesium regulates calcium transport into muscle cells, which is essential for proper contraction. It also acts on the nervous system, calming overactive nerve impulses that cause spasms or twitching. A 2018 study in the journal Nutrients found that magnesium deficiency directly contributes to muscle cramps, reduced endurance, and even impaired balance, especially in adults over 60. The nighttime cramp connection. Those intense leg cramps you get in the middle of the night? They're not just getting older. They're your body's way of screaming for magnesium. In a placebo-controlled study published in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition, seniors who supplemented with magnesium experienced fewer nighttime leg cramps and better sleep quality within just 4 to 6 weeks. It doesn't stop at muscles. Magnesium also plays a quiet but powerful role in bone density, working hand-in-hand with calcium and vitamin D, joint flexibility, reducing stiffness and inflammation, energy production, helping cells convert nutrients into usable fuel, and balance and coordination by stabilizing neuromuscular signals. Low magnesium often leads to early fatigue during walking, poor recovery after minor exertion, and a heavy leg sensation that slows daily movement. Why deficiency is so common in seniors? Magnesium levels drop sharply with age, and here's why. Common medications like diuretics, PPIs, and blood pressure drugs flush it out. Stress and chronic inflammation deplete it. Poor dietary intake, refined foods, low veggie diets keep levels low. Even if you eat fairly healthy, you may not be absorbing enough. Rebuilding your magnesium reserves. Top magnesium-rich foods include pumpkin seeds, almonds, spinach, avocados, black beans, cashews, dark chocolate in moderation, whole grains, and legumes. Supplements can help, particularly magnesium citrate or magnesium glycinate, which are easier to absorb and gentler on digestion. Recommended daily intake around 310 to 420 milligrams, but seniors may benefit from more under guidance. Harold's breakthrough. 2 weeks after switching to a magnesium-rich diet and taking supplements, Harold's cramps stopped. His legs felt lighter, and for the first time in months, he slept through the night. No stabbing pain, no waking up tense. Don't wait for pain to push you to action. Magnesium doesn't just soothe muscles, it restores control, energy, and confidence in every step you take.
Vitamin number 5, potassium, the muscle whisperer that keeps your legs from locking up. Margaret had always been a morning person, but lately, when she swung her legs out of bed, she braced herself because the cramp was coming. It always started the same, a sharp jolt in her calf or foot that made her gasp and freeze. Some mornings it was gone in seconds. Others, it left her limping for hours. What her doctor told her surprised her. It wasn't circulation, it wasn't aging, it was a potassium deficiency, and it had been building for years. Why potassium is so critical to leg health? Potassium isn't just about bananas. It's a master regulator of muscle and nerve activity. Your muscles contract and relax based on electrical signals, tiny surges that depend on the balance of sodium and potassium inside your muscle cells. Potassium keeps this balance in check. Without it, those signals become chaotic, and your legs start to cramp, tremble, or even lock up. The scientific proof is hard to ignore. A
A study published in the journal Muscle and Nerve confirmed that low potassium levels directly correlate with increased muscle cramping, especially in the lower limbs. Another study in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition found that adults with diets rich in potassium had stronger muscles, better hydration levels, and significantly fewer falls. And it goes beyond just muscles. Potassium also helps protect your bones by neutralizing acids in your body that break down calcium. So low potassium means weak muscles and weaker bones, a dangerous combo for seniors who already face fracture risks. Common symptoms of potassium deficiency: frequent muscle cramps, especially at night, legs that tremble or feel jumpy after standing, fatigue or heaviness during short walks, feeling unstable on your feet, mild swelling or stiffness in your lower legs. The problem? Most seniors aren't getting enough. Here's why. Medications like diuretics flush potassium out of your system. Dehydration, common in older adults, worsens the imbalance. And many people eat low potassium diets without realizing it. The recommended daily intake is around 2,600 milligrams for women and 3,400 milligrams for men, but most people fall short. Foods that can help replenish potassium: bananas, of course, sweet potatoes, avocados, spinach and cooked greens, beans, lentils, and oranges, and baked potatoes with the skin. Just one medium baked potato has more potassium than a banana, but many seniors avoid them due to outdated fears about carbs. Margaret's turnaround. Once Margaret started eating more potassium-rich foods and cutting back on diuretics under her doctor's care, everything changed. Her cramps vanished within 2 weeks. Her legs felt steadier when walking, and she finally stopped dreading her mornings. Here's the truth. Your muscles don't just need movement, they need minerals. And potassium is the key that keeps your legs strong, steady, and cramp-free. Ignore it, and your legs start screaming. Fix it, and they thank you with every confident step.
Vitamin number 6, vitamin K, the silent architect of strong, stable legs. Gerald was puzzled. He took his calcium, he never missed his vitamin D, and yet his knees ached after sitting. His legs felt stiff when walking, and no matter what he ate, his bone scans still showed weak density in his hips and thighs. But what his specialist uncovered changed everything. "You're missing the traffic controller," she said. "You're missing vitamin K." The hidden role of vitamin K in leg strength. Most people think bone health is just about calcium and vitamin D, but without vitamin K, those nutrients can't finish the job. Here's why. Vitamin K activates a protein called osteocalcin, which tells your body where to send calcium. Think of it like the GPS of your skeletal system. Without it, calcium floats aimlessly, often getting stuck in your arteries or joints, causing stiffness and poor circulation. But with it, calcium is guided into your bones, where it strengthens the framework holding your legs up. The research speaks volumes. A study published in the journal Osteoporosis International found that older adults with higher vitamin K intake had a 65% lower risk of hip fractures. Another study from the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition showed that vitamin K2 supplementation increased bone mineral density and improved joint flexibility in postmenopausal women, a group at high risk for leg instability and falls. Even more compelling? Emerging research links low vitamin K levels to impaired balance and coordination, especially in adults over 65. How deficiency shows up in the legs. Knee stiffness after rest. Tightness or pain in the calves or thighs. Feeling off balance or wobbly on uneven surfaces. A sensation of grinding in the joints while climbing stairs. Poor circulation and cold legs or feet. Often, these symptoms are blamed on arthritis or aging, but low vitamin K is frequently the underlying issue. Where to find it and why seniors miss it. Vitamin K comes in two main forms: K1, found in leafy greens like spinach, kale, and Swiss chard, and K2, found in fermented foods like natto, aged cheeses, egg yolks, and liver. Here's the catch. Many seniors don't eat enough greens, and K2-rich fermented foods are often unfamiliar or avoided.
Plus, long-term use of antibiotics or digestive disorders can block absorption. Recommended daily intake: 90 micrograms for women, 120 for men. Most can get this through diet, but supplementation may help, especially K2 forms like MK7, which stay in the body longer. Important: if you're on blood thinners like warfarin, always speak with your doctor before changing your vitamin K intake. It plays a key role in blood clotting. Gerald's breakthrough. After just 2 months of increasing his greens and adding a small K2 supplement, Gerald's knees stopped aching after rest. He could step out of bed without bracing, and his latest bone scan, the first sign of improvement in years. Bottom line, vitamin K doesn't just protect your bones. It helps your legs move with purpose, flexibility, and control. Without it, you're steering your legs with a broken compass. With it, every step finds solid ground.
Vitamin number 7, vitamin B6, the nerve fuel that keeps your legs in sync. Martin had always been active, even into his 70s. But lately, something had changed. Walking upstairs felt like dragging weights. His feet tingled by mid-afternoon, and sometimes his legs would miss a step, as if his brain and body weren't communicating properly. Tests ruled out diabetes and arthritis, but one thing stood out: low vitamin B6 levels. What B6 actually does for your legs? Vitamin B6, also known as pyridoxine, is a neuromuscular powerhouse. While most people think of it in relation to energy or immunity, its most critical function is nerve transmission. Here's the breakdown. B6 helps produce neurotransmitters, the chemical messengers that tell your muscles when and how to move. It supports nerve sheath repair, similar to how B12 protects the nervous system. It plays a direct role in protein metabolism, which is how your body builds and maintains muscle mass. Without enough B6, your nerves fire too slowly or erratically, and when your nerves misfire, your legs feel numb, weak, or clumsy, no matter how strong the muscles are. The research is crystal clear. A 2017 study in the journal Clinical Nutrition found that seniors with vitamin B6 deficiency had reduced balance and gait speed, along with higher risks of falls. Another paper in Nutrients revealed that low B6 levels were linked to increased inflammation in skeletal muscles, contributing to early fatigue and slower recovery after walking or climbing stairs.
Even more shocking, B6 deficiency is more common than you think, especially in older adults. Absorption decreases with age. Chronic inflammation or kidney issues interfere with metabolism. And most multivitamins contain only the minimum dose, not enough to correct a deficiency. Signs you might be low in B6. Tingling or numbness in feet and legs. Slow reflexes or delayed response when walking. Early muscle fatigue during mild activity. Stiffness that lingers after light movement. Mood swings or irritability. B6 also affects serotonin and dopamine production. These symptoms are often written off as normal aging, but many are reversible with proper B6 intake. Where to get it and what to watch for. Best food sources of B6 include salmon, tuna, poultry, potatoes, bananas, chickpeas, and spinach, fortified cereals and plant milks. Most seniors need about 1.5 milligrams for women and 1.7 milligrams for men per day, but those with absorption issues may need a higher dose via supplements. However, too much B6 from megadose supplements, especially long-term, can lead to nerve damage, so more is not always better. Work with your doctor if you're considering anything above standard levels. Martin's turnaround. After 3 months of adding B6-rich foods and taking a low-dose supplement, Martin noticed his stairs felt easier, the tingling in his legs reduced by half, and most importantly, he stopped feeling afraid of falling. Here's what most people miss. Strong legs aren't just about strength, they're about communication.
Vitamin B6 helps your nerves and muscles stay in sync. Without it, your legs feel like they're guessing. With it, they move with purpose, confidence, and control.
Quick recap. The leg defense team. Your 7 nutritional bodyguards. Think of your legs like a fortress. Strong on the outside, but only if every layer is protected from within. Here's your 7-member defense team, working together to keep you standing tall, moving freely, and walking confidently. 1. Vitamin D, the commander. Directs muscle response and balance. Boosts fast-twitch muscle fibers. Without it, your reflexes slow down. Your legs go offline. Visual, a general activating the nerve-muscle communication lines like power switches on a control board. 2. Calcium, the foundation layer. Builds bone density, especially in hips and femur. Fuels every muscle contraction. Without it, your legs weaken from the inside out. Visual, bricks being laid beneath your legs, slowly disappearing when calcium is low. 3. Vitamin B12, the signal wire. Powers nerve function and reaction speed. Prevents balance loss, instability, and numbness. Without it, you're moving on delay. Visual, broken electrical wires trying to send signals from your spine to your legs. 4. Magnesium, the master key. Regulates contractions and prevents cramps. Relaxes tight muscles and improves stamina. Without it, the muscles seize and fatigue early. Visual, a master key unlocking stiff, cramping muscles and allowing smooth motion.
5. Potassium, the fluid balancer. Keeps cells hydrated and nerves firing accurately. Prevents cramping, shaking, and sudden fatigue. Without it, your legs rebel with spasms and trembling. Visual, a flowing pipeline stabilizing muscle cells until potassium drops and the flow jerks erratically. 6. Vitamin K, the traffic controller. Guides calcium into bones, not arteries or joints. Supports joint mobility and long-term strength. Without it, calcium goes off course. Visual, a traffic light redirecting calcium trucks into bones instead of blocking roadways. 7. Vitamin B6, the sync master. Ensures your nerves and muscles speak the same language. Prevents delayed movement, fatigue, and coordination loss. Without it, your legs feel confused and out of rhythm. Visual, a metronome keeping nerve-muscle signals perfectly timed until the B6 drops and the beat falls apart. Together, these 7 nutrients act like a specialized task force, each with a role, each protecting a different layer of leg strength.
Neglect even one, and the entire system starts to collapse. But get them right, and you don't just protect your legs. You reclaim your mobility, your independence, and your life. You've just met the 7 vitamins that can rebuild your legs from the inside out. But here's the real twist. Some foods can undo their work almost instantly, inflaming your joints, draining your minerals, and sabotaging your strength without you even realizing it. In our next video, we'll expose the everyday foods that silently weaken your legs and what to replace them with for real, lasting power. If this video made you rethink your leg health, hit that like button. Not just for us, but for you. It tells YouTube this is content worth seeing. Have questions? Drop them in the comments. We read every one. And if you're serious about staying mobile, strong, and independent, subscribe and turn on notifications, because the next video could stop your next leg cramp before it starts.